A political ideology poll by the McCourtney Institute at Penn State shows that more Americans are sharply divided and intense in their feelings than they were in 2016. Polls opened at 7 o'clock this morning, and Penn State students are already lined up to cast their ballots. We've seen very long lines and very busy polling places today across the area. Women are now outnumbering men in some mixed-gendered combat battalions. Reporting in Jerusalem, I'm Claire Going. Thanks, Jill. The Republican Watch Party is really starting to fill up as people take their seats and watch as the election results roll in. After heavy rain again last week across central PA, more stormy weather is rolling through today, and another storm is expected later this week. According to the Israel Defense Forces, a record number of women are expected to serve in combat roles this year. Today is the last day to register to vote in Pennsylvania in person, by mail, and online. Former President George H.W. Bush's casket is in the nation's capital today. Citizens from all 5 boroughs can participate in this event to clear their records of small offenses like trespassing and littering. In the Bronx, Claire Going, New York 1. I'm Claire Going here in Williamsburg. It's National Hot Dog Day. We're here at the Meat Hook talking to owner Brent Young about how to cook the perfect hot dog. We'll tell you about it coming up. That's all for today's newscast. You can find more of our stories on our website, centercountyreport.com. Live in University Park, I'm Claire Going. Back to you. The Israeli-Egyptian border can be a magnet for drug smugglers, illegal immigrants, and terrorist attacks. So, the soldiers from the Karakol battalion who patrol here are tough, strong, and resilient. And chances are, female. More women are now choosing combat roles for their military service in the Israel Defense Forces, and it's changing the narrative. Women like former IDF Commander Ron Marks, who believed her combat service was integral to the battalion.
The reason, I think, is that I realized that they needed me to be a warrior, and I can.
When it was established in 2000, Karakol was the first mixed-gendered battalion. Before that, women were barred from serving in direct combat. Today, 70% of its soldiers are women. The battalion attracts women who want a physically and mentally challenging service. Women already outnumber men in the 4 mixed-gender battalions stationed on Israel's eastern and western borders. The IDF is considering more mixed units to accommodate the growing number of women. Corporal Maya Sar says she finds combat service empowering.
I think it's pretty cool that the Israeli army takes us seriously enough to put us on the front line.
Violent hate crimes, ongoing protests, and a gridlocked Congress. The United States seems to be more politically polarized than ever before. We're now seeing unprecedented political hatred on both sides of the aisle. Many voters who once considered themselves moderate now identify strongly with either conservative Republicans or liberal Democrats.
I think that we're almost reaching the brink of the polarization that we can feel at this point in time, and so it's like really hard for me to imagine that it would never go back that way.
A political ideology poll by the McCourtney Institute at Penn State shows that more Americans are sharply divided and intense in their feelings than they were in 2016, and that partisan divide continues to grow.
It is certainly the case that we are highly polarized, and what the McCourtney poll is showing, around all kinds of issues, not even just politics, just people.
With only 1 week left until the midterm elections, constituents will be voting amid turmoil. A recent mass shooting in a Pittsburgh synagogue shook the nation, as well as the delivery of explosive devices to a dozen of President Trump's political opponents that led to rounds of finger-pointing, showing the deep divides in many House and Senate races nationwide.
Certainly, in the kind of politics we're seeing right now, and the kind of rhetoric that we're hearing right now, it doesn't feel like we're coming closer together. My own preference would be to see the president take on a much less divisive tone going into the end of the campaign.
But demonization of the other side doesn't stop there. Polls show not only will voters back politicians from their own parties this election, but they are also blaming politicians' rhetoric of the opposing side, particularly Donald Trump, for recent outrages and hate crimes. The climate around the midterm elections has intensified, and recent violence, threats, and fear are escalating the polarized views among voters. For the Center County Report, I'm Claire Going. Tucked in the corner of Hamilton Plaza off of South Atherton Street, a new cafe is open for business and has been since late August. But this cafe is not your average coffee shop. Good Day Cafe is the first of its kind in Pennsylvania, hiring adults with special needs to work behind the counter.
My favorite part is that we keep busy. I also like interacting with my coworkers, and I love seeing people walk in and having coffee. I love making the sandwiches. It's like my favorite thing.
It's operated by Strawberry Fields, an organization that provides comprehensive services and support for individuals and families with developmental delays, intellectual disabilities, and mental illness.
Everything that I do here is good.
Good Day Cafe currently employs 20 people. Over half have special needs.
I love the atmosphere. It's just so welcoming, and it just makes you feel good to come in here.
Manager Sharon Engel says Good Day Cafe provides jobs for people who normally wouldn't be able to find employment.
I feel like I'm cheerleading every single day. I'm so proud of all of my employees. There's employees that didn't think that they could do something like work at the register, and they're doing it today. The pride that they're showing and being able to cheer them on every step of the way is what makes it. Plus, I just love coffee.
Good Day Cafe makes their granola in-house, and a lot of their products are locally sourced, like their kombucha and tea. The owners buy their products locally in an effort to support the community. The tea is from Rothrock Coffee, and a lot of their food comes from Taproot Kitchen on South Atherton Street. Engel says Good Day Cafe hopes to continue to grow as employees get comfortable with the skills they've learned so far on the job.
We want everyone to get some real-life job experience. This isn't just a special needs cafe. This is a real cafe, and we're going to keep pushing everyone hard.
Coffee for a cause. For the Center County Report, I'm Claire Going.